Well, we think it's really important to contextualise this interest on sustainability. Post-Copenhagen, lots of interest in, well, what did that yield? What difference has that made? Because what we're really interested in understanding is how we can provide practical help and tips and advice to regular people like me, homeowners, mothers, business people who care about the future of our environment and want to know what they can do to make a difference.
Well, we analysed the responses from across 10 countries in Europe. In terms of attitudes to climate change, countries like Spain and Italy and France came top, but countries like the Netherlands and unfortunately the UK came at the bottom.
There are three main topics that we chose and we asked Imperial College to focus on in the survey, and those three are chosen because they're the ones that make the biggest difference. So they're food, they're travel and their home. And let's take those each in turn. Home is about the energy that we use within our homes, and indeed that's primarily about the heating, particularly in our largely cold climate, but also about the electricity we use through the appliances, the stuff that we have in our houses.
In terms of electrical appliances, what was interesting to me as a father of two teenage sons is that teenagers across Europe were not the major users of electrical appliances, things like televisions and games consoles. It was the mums and dads that were the major culprits, which I found quite interesting.
Travel is about the choices we make each and every day, in fact many times a day. How we get to work, how we take our children to school, and of course equally how we go on holiday, where we go on holiday, and therefore what form of transport we need to take for that. And for food, it's about what we eat and also where the food we eat has come from, and the miles involved, the transport effect.
Well, when we look at food consumption, what we're looking at is the proportion of our calorie intake that is meat-based versus the proportion that is non-meat based. And the reason we do that is because the farming of meat has a higher impact on climate. There are more greenhouse gas emissions associated with the farming of meat than the farming of non-meat. So the amount of meat in our diet is important.
And then leading through to each and every one of us, the questions that we ask ourselves about our behaviours and attitudes. What can I do to make a difference? And that's why we have played our part in launching teamgreenbritain.org as a focal point to bring together loads of fun tips and advice.